Okay, this first cut is the first cut on a whip and tongue graft. You'll see what the tongue is later on. It's difficult to cut because you're cutting the whole piece. You're not just taking a little piece of it. So I usually get everything in pretty close because you want a nice long cut. You want to slide your knife as you cut it. Okay. And then you want that to be flat, perfectly flat, no helix. Now we'll do a mock-up on some sign. We'll cut something smaller. Usually you want 3 buds on your sign, one up near the top. Now you want to make a cut approximately the same length as this, closest you can get. Now that's no good, see, it doesn't come to a point. So I'm going to do it again. Okay, the top one is a little bit longer than the bottom one, about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch right here. Now this is the hard part. When you're cutting towards yourself with a sharp knife like this, you want to have part of your hands touching each other, because if you freehand this, I guarantee you're going to get into yourself. So your top cut's 1/3 of the distance down. In other words, 1, 2, 3. 1/3 of the distance down. Sliding action. This is the whip, the tongue part. I usually go down a good width of my knife blade. You see that? Right now we'll do the same thing on this. Third of the way down. See, my thumb's my safety valve on this. See, I'm holding the knife in my right hand. Now if I didn't have that thumb there, anything that slipped is going to go right into this other hand. So keep your knuckles together or your thumb up against your hand. That's real important. Okay, same deal. 1/3 of the way down. This is your back cut. Slide that knife. This wood's just as hard as iron. Alright? Now just forget about the other side of this graft. We're only going to match up one side. And we'll set it in here on this side here like this. We'll slide it down in that cross cut. See, this side isn't matching at all, but this side here is matching really good. Now you can put this together with a bud strip, or if you're working outside, use a piece of masking tape and seal the whole top if you're working outside. The masking tape will degrade. You don't have to take it off. Now if we're bench grafting with this stuff, we usually tie them up with a pair of film and a bud strip if we're going into a callus device, or you can just set them out on the floor or on the bench. Now if you twist this bud strip between your thumb and index finger as you go down, it won't roll, it'll lay flat. See that? Stop, get a new bite. Then that way you can hold everything in line with your other hand. See, I'm twisting this with my thumb and index finger as we go. This is a little more, this is smaller, of course a little harder work to do. This technique we're matching up both sides regardless what the difference in the caliper of the understock and the sign is. Doesn't matter. You use your geometry in such a way that you cut this one thinner and this one thick, that you get a double match. Remember that back cut? You can see where it's calloused up right here. I'm using my tip of my knife as a pointer. That's the back cut there. That's what locked everything together. And what else did that back cut do? That increased the cambium contact by how much? We go from here down to here as a straight cut. Now we also have another strip coming down here and then back in there, so which makes that equivalent of down to here and way down to here if you took that all apart. Of course, you get that effect on both sides. You can see the little back cut. We leave a little church window on top here. It's calloused over, and that will catch up with the cambium on the understock side. This one's all calloused. It's done, it's in, it's a good graft. This is done in a callus device.